All right, let's follow up on the happenings at Makerere University. With me here is Ritah Namisango. Ritah is the Public Relations Officer of the university. Good evening, Ritah.
Good evening to you, Joel.
Now, one of the major concerns that students are raising this time around, like they do every time they go on strike, is the increase in tuition. And there was that circular. And you see, increase of tuition can be justified. The economy is getting tougher, inflation rates are going higher. Quality education comes at the price, so it can be justified. But then how do you justify the fact that even when tuition gets increased, you don't get to see much service delivery? You know, the structures are dilapidated when you look at the halls of residence. Lecturers keep demanding their pay. They go for sometimes months on end without pay. And the students keep wondering, what's the justification for this increase?
Okay, I wish to state that for the tuition fees for all the continuing students, that's the undergraduate and all the continuing students on the graduate programs, has not increased. What we have is that recently we had the University Council meeting and there were proposals, because when you look at the inflation, but then you realize also we have now demands for teaching equipment, teaching materials, and Makerere is also operating in the same market. So you have a situation where equipment, scholarship materials, and chemicals that we use in the laboratories increasing, but then you're expected to remain stable. So which is not fair, and that explains why maybe we have not been in position to provide some of the services that the students need. But for me to be clear, I really need to reiterate that all the continuing students of Makerere University, both the graduate and undergraduate students, we have not increased tuition. So the tuition has remained the same.
Okay, how then do you explain the improper accountability of some of the funds? And that's come through nearly every report, including the most recent one, the Visitation Committee report. They talk about certain funds that are never accounted for. And there are these questions. So there are funds that are not properly accounted for. But then you're saying, let's increase tuition because, you know, it's justified. The economy is tough. We need to avail all these different things. But then there is not very proper accountability, at least according to this report.
I think that's not true, because Makerere University is a public-funded institution, and every time, I know that you have also been following, we appear, the Makerere University officials normally appear before the Public Accounts Committee. We also appear before the Auditor General. We also, I think also very soon what will happen is maybe we'll start publishing the financial statements in the respective media, so that maybe we improve on openness. But I think it's simply something to do with either suspicion or mistrust. But all of you know that the university has been facing all these problems because we've not been charging the realistic unit cost of education. And even when you read the Visitation Committee report, or even when you read the Professor Omaswa report, all the committees indicate that we've been facing funding problems or challenges because we are not charging the realistic cost of education.
And those probes did mention the question of improper accountability.
No.
You have read the report?
Yes, I have read the report.
They don't mention, you think?
They do not mention, because what they point at is us strengthening, so that we, and also what they were emphasizing, I think when they conducted, they realized that at some point people thought the university had a lot of money, and yet when they came to undertake, they realized actually we're facing, that is why even when they are recommending that the university should charge the realistic unit cost of education. So I think what we are taking from all those reports is ensuring that we are open and improve on our maybe more accountability, being transparent, and that is why the university management is also opting for the a situation where we'll be publishing the financial statement.
Transparency and openness and accountability, like you say. The students say that every so often they try to reach out to the Vice Chancellor and the administration for engagement on these issues. And in their words, they have not got an audience with the Vice Chancellor. And I know as the administration, you also say you've tried to reach out to the students and they've not given you audience. And so there's a ping pong, there's a blame game. And I keep wondering, why, Ritah, is it difficult for the administration to sit at the same table with students and discuss these things? Is that so complicated that we have to wait for riots and vandalization of property and for students to get agitated and then some action is taken? Why do we wait for that?
Now, Joel, I want us to read between the lines. We've had a guild government, the outgoing guild government headed by the guild president, Kato Paul. We have not had any strikes. We have the vice chancellor, that is Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, actually has even been attending some of the GRC sessions during His Excellency Kato Paul's regime. And even the students, when we come to some of these issues, we have the Makerere University Council, which is the supreme governing body of the university. Both the guild president and the vice president are represented on council.
And they say on these particular issues that are these new policies, they
yes,
were not consulted.
no, let me say something, because for example, even when the university was responding to the visitation committee report, the guild was represented by the guild president, and that is the outgoing guild president, His Excellency Kato Paul. And he has worked very well with the university management. So what is happening now, I think it is the transition, because we have a new guild president, yes, and he's coming on board. But normally you look at also the guild constitution. When His Excellency Kato Paul had to leave, then during that transition you have the speaker who has also been attending, and we have not had any, but we need to read also between the lines. Because this is a situation, yes, you're new, that is good. And we're also planning an induction for the entire Students' Guild, which was supposed to start on Friday this week. We will, I think the meeting tomorrow will determine how we will proceed. But you write to the Vice Chancellor on 13th April 2018, and you need audience. The Vice Chancellor informs you, but the following day, he has given his schedule. He has a number of commitments, and he writes to you officially. And you receive the letter.
Office bearers,
just a minute.
They meet the students?
The students requested to meet the Vice Chancellor. But also, how do we handle? This is how we are going to handle, and this is also how we are going to handle the meeting for tomorrow. Yes, you've invited the Vice Chancellor, but all the other university management members will be present.
Okay, my time is running fast. We need to wrap this up in 30 seconds. Please clarify on the question of evening lectures. Yes. Because there's again been a bit of nebulousness about that. The Vice Chancellor, when he was here, he did clarify and say this is going to be decentralized to colleges.
Yes.
But again, that was not very clear. Does that mean central management of university is going to pull out, and so each college is going to issue their own degrees for the evening students? They are going to collect the fees for the evening students? What does that mean? No. I think you didn't understand him, but the issue is, yes, now. Great. And thank you for according us this opportunity. The issue is Makerere University moved from a faculty-based system to a collegiate system, and we have 10 colleges. But when it comes to management of so many issues, including even communication, we decentralize the communication services. So it is not that the university is moving away from this, but when you follow the college statute, it is clear that certain activities must be decentralized to the college. So on the issue of the evening program, I will wish to reiterate that the university is not doing away with the evening programs. We have not scrapped the evening programs. Makerere University will continue to run the evening programs, and we've actually advertised the evening programs for the next academic year starting in August 2018. But what has been happening is that we've been the Vice Chancellor instituted a committee headed by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Finance and Administration, Professor William Bazeyo, with representation from each college, and we received the views on how to review the management or coordination of the evening programs at Makerere University. Okay, that is what has been happening. We are hoping that tomorrow's meeting will resolve that issue and several of these other issues that are being raised by the students. Ritah Namisango, thank you for talking to us. You're welcome. And that was NEWSNIGHT.